Hi, this is Marianne Rowe, and I'm here with Daniel Fernandez from California State University, Monterey Bay. And we've just finished having a conversation that I found absolutely delightful and stimulating. And one of the things that I just wanted to share with you, Dan, and inquire further about was one of the things that I was so struck in our conversation. I was so struck by the way that there is this dynamic tension between dynamic flow. I'm not necessarily between the left hemisphere of the brain, that scientist, researcher wanting to figure it all out, and then the right hemisphere of the brain that really feels deeply and is able to see a really big picture and zoom out, and you got this one zooming in and this one zooming out, and I just wanted to hear a little bit more about how that interplay actually shows up in your teaching and in the way that you approach your work in the outdoors and the world.
Oh, I love that question. Because I think that that interplay is what helps me be as effective a teacher as I can be. Uh, as a physics instructor, for instance, there's the striving to be technically correct, to use the right equation, to solve things a certain way, and to understand it. That's what I got. If you didn't
Mhm.
understand it, the teachers almost discounted you. But
Mhm.
but I'm a student. I'm trying to learn. And I realized
Mhm.
after having been taught, having now been a teacher or a professor for 25 years,
Yes,
that
yes,
you reach the point where you know it pretty well. You've been teaching this stuff for 25 years, plus you already learned it before then, supposedly. So
yes,
you should know it pretty well. So
yes.
it's really easy to get into the mindset of they should know it too because I know it.
Ah,
And that is this kind of superficial, really
mhm,
like judgmental way of thinking that I think is
mm,
not which I've fallen into that trap too, but I know
yes,
that many of my faculty and instructors that I've learned from have fallen into that trap
yes.
where we're assuming everybody's at our level. But the idea
Mhm,
is that many of the students are working to try to get up to some level of understanding. They may be facing uh, anxiety or
mm,
trauma or something around
mhm,
science. I mean, we're looking, why aren't students grasping science later? Well,
mhm,
what happened to them earlier around science?
mhm,
And there's a
mhm,
lot of patterns there. And so
mhm,
feeling that, and
mhm,
that is that tension between, I think, that really, let's get this right, and what is driving the students to learn better or is getting in their way of learning? How can I
mm,
go there rather than sticking to the detail? I mean, of course, I'm going to
mhm.
go through part of it is being patient with them.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
about necessarily showing them how to do it and showing them quickly. It's about being
yes.
patient and trying to understand what is it that they're not understanding without being judgmental
Mhm,
about it.
mhm,
And that can be challenging when you're teaching
yes.
something that you're such an expert at because you've been doing it for so long. And so I think
Mm,
there's a dynamic there that's when
mm,
it works, it's beautiful.
yes.
It's wonderful. It's like, wow, yeah, I get this. They don't get that. What can I learn? What can I as a professor learn
Mm,
about not only the content, because I can learn about the content by seeing where's the student getting stuck. I'm learning more
mm,
about it too. This is a
yes.
common misconception that this student might have. Wow,
Yeah.
isn't that interesting? Wow.
Yeah. Mm,
And let me see if I can help resolve that. And I almost work with them. It's not like I'm
mhm.
teaching them. We're working
Yes.
together. I'm learning from them just like they're learning
Mm.
from me.
Wow. There's again, that interplay, that interconnection between all the parts of the system, and each part of the system has a purpose and a meaning beyond themselves, that there's a giving and a receiving from all the parts of that professor student system.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dan. I got chills just as you were, just the energy and the excitement that came through you as you were describing that. Thank you so much for this gift.
Of course. Thank you.
So join us on some more stories, okay? Transformative transformative tales or tales of transformation inspired by being outdoors with Professor Dan Fernandez. Thank you.